So it's time to add some details to all four of our sections. So I'm going to do it one section at a time, and I'm going back into this water-soluble colored pencil one first. So here I'm just trying to make a more seamless transition between this section and this colored pencil section by adding some more warmth that's more visible towards the top of the wing. So this is dry watercolor pencil that I'm applying on top of the wet watercolor pencil. It's dry now, but I had applied water to it, and I'm going to leave that one dry. And I'm just giving this some texture so it's not a flat black, because on some of this you can still see the veins and other lines that go through the black sections. And likewise, I feel like I can use this goldenrod pencil on both the dark section and the light section. So I'm going to continue some of those veins from dark to light. For me personally, I like the speed of using the watercolor pencil and being able to get that ground down really quickly, but I also love having the control of the solid colored pencil. I feel like when I was working on this section, I kept forgetting about the body, so I'm going to add some detail there. Maybe just some flecks in this blue to give it some shine. Now I think that this section is looking complete, so I'm going to move on to the marker now. I was noticing after this marker was completely dry that I was thinking I wanted to go over it again, just so that I didn't see as many streaks. So this is now my second pass with the black marker. And I want this really nice and dark. For the markers, I want a flatter effect, as opposed to when I was working with the watercolor pencils. Now when this is completely dry, it should be a lot less streaky than before. Similar to what I did with these blue dots, I think I'm just going to add a couple little specks to give the impression that this is something that's made up of tiny little cells and is shiny. Might even throw in some on the blue ones using this brown. I want more subtlety rather than using the dark umber. I can go in with some orange. Now I feel that the marker is more complete. Now I'm going to move on to the colored pencil. Now I think on this one there's too much of a difference between the cool tones and the warm tones. So I want to make my darker spots warmer. And maybe blur some of these edges. I feel like I'm still seeing a lot of white space here. I think the pale yellow that I had here is truer to the reference photo than some of my other sections, but I am going to make this slightly brighter so that it better matches my other colorful sections. This part of the process is kind of like when you're editing a paper. It's good to just look back and reflect on your work and see what you could potentially change. I'm even going to add some orange closer to the tip of the wing. This orange also helps blend the yellow and black together more seamlessly. Now I'm seeing better continuity between this colored pencil section and the other colored sections. So last but not least, we are going to move on to the graphite. And the first thing that I'm noticing here is that compared to the other side, this is not as dark as I want it to be. So I'm taking a 5B, a fairly black and soft pencil, and I'm going to add some more layers just to really darken these sections up. I like this a lot better now that it's a few shades darker. And as a final touch, I'm just going to clean up this outline. Looks nice and clean now. And the final step is I'm going to erase these initial lines that we had created when we first measured our paper. Sometimes when I get too close to the edges of the drawing, instead of brushing away my eraser crumbs, I just use my kneaded eraser to pick up the little crumbs. And now all that's left is to sign your work and you are done. Consider applying these techniques to draw other subjects in 4 different ways. Thanks for watching this lesson, and we'll see you next time here on Prismacolor Plus.